We have been following that train derailment that happened on Saturday, and every day we're finding out a little bit more, but we are still wondering what caused the derailment, as are a lot of people. Our reporter Mackenzie Davis is live in Albert Lea with updates from today on what we are hearing. Mackenzie, what's the latest?
Betsy, as you can see behind me off in the distance, the cleanup crews are there. It's probably hard to see, but just over Goose Lake, there are a lot of cranes and equipment that are picking up a lot of the train cars that were derailed. Lots of crews, including Freeborn County Emergency Management as well as Union Pacific, have literally been working around the clock since Saturday after this train derailment.
We know that today they recovered the 3 tankers full of hydrochloric acid.
Union Pacific says all 3 of those tanks breached. One of the tanks completely emptied. They were able to recover about 20,000 gallons of hydrochloric acid, but the other 40,000 gallons has now leaked into Goose Lake in Albert Lea. Minnesota Pollution Control Agency and Federal Environmental Protection Agency are on the scene to make sure that everything gets cleaned up.
What the boat's doing out there now is they're monitoring the water and checking samples, doing water samples to see, how high the content is and how far that's spread.
They now have boats on the water to monitor water levels for contamination.
If it is a threat to the wildlife, going in and mitigating that.
Union Pacific is working with Minnesota Pollution Control to develop a remediation plan for this site.
They're working on a mitigation plan with Union Pacific right now,
with plans to start rebuilding the track in the coming days.
But overall, things are going really well right now. We just need to keep monitoring the water samples, the air samples, make sure that we're solving any problems that come up.
And Union Pacific tells me they're still investigating the cause of this derailment. They don't know if it was the actual railroad that caused it or the bridge that the train was going over that goes over Goose Lake that collapsed. They don't know if it was that as well, but they do know that they're continuing to clean up and it is actually going really well. But Union Pacific also tells me that it might take a week or more to clean up. But again, nobody was hurt during this incident on Saturday, which is the good news. The bad news is that there's just a lot to clean up here. Betsy?